just an update on the cabinets. I do have a clip of that I'll add in here of I took off the cabinet fronts, and we are redoing the cabinets in the house, and right now I'm in the process of cleaning them down with TSP. You have to clean them down with TSP, and then I can sand them. I'm going to sand them with a 320 grit sandpaper, and then I will wash them down again, and they'll be ready for John to paint them. What we're going to do is we're going to try to spray paint them, and see how that goes on the inside, meaning I have to tape everything out. Just dropped them. I got them stacked up here, kind of crazy, all about the table. But I have started cleaning them with the TSP, and I thought I'd turn on the camera and show you a little bit of the process, how this goes. Okay, totally forgot to get a video of these cabinets before I pulled the cabinet doors off. Actually, Devin pulled out the cabinet doors off for me, which was really sweet of him. But here's a before image. We're gonna paint all these because they're the old oak color, and around the hinges there's just a bunch of gook and stuff like that. So we're gonna get all these painted, and we gotta decide on a color. I need to go get some hinges, and I think I'm gonna do some wood filler on this part right here and clean that up and sand that down, and we'll see how this all looks, and maybe I'll videotape some of the process as we go. And somehow I'm going to get these drawers out, and that center door, I'm not sure how easy that will be, because John says he may spray paint all of these. Okay, so with the TSP, what you're supposed to do is, this is what I'm using. It's pretty much like a crud cutter, and what you're supposed to do is, with the crud cutter, you are supposed to spray down the item and then wipe it away. With the TSP, you're supposed to take a dry cloth and moisten this down, and then wipe the cabinet or the goo off and it gets all the crud and all that stuff off. Sorry if you hear John, he's in the house working on a wall, which I might put a clip of that in. He's working on the wall that got messed up during Hurricane Milton. So anyhow, this is just an old t-shirt. You just wipe them down, get all the stuff off, and as you can see, maybe you can't see, it gets pretty, like I went through all of these versus this. This is what it starts off as, and then it ends up like this. So you gotta get all the crud off, and I kind of spray it, and I kind of do both, but I spray it and wipe it. And then I've got to go back with a wet cloth, like I said, with water and a wet cloth, wipe them down again, and then I can sand them. I'm going to use 320 sand grit, and then I will wipe them down again, and then they'll be ready to paint. And then we may have to sand them after we paint. We'll see what the end progress looks like. So John just came out and informed me that no, we're using steel wool on the doors, which I totally forgot that he said that. I have to admit, I forgot. I'm using 320 on the cabinet, you know, the surrounding stuff, but these have so many grooves and everything in them that we're going to use steel wool instead. So I'm going to be doing that next. I haven't found a good way to get the crud out of the grooves, because on, like, this is the front, like underneath your sink, sometimes you have a faux door. This is faux drawer. This is actually a real drawer in our kitchen. I shouldn't say a drawer. It's one of those little louvered things that you know, you can put sponges or anything in. We don't really use it, but anyhow, this one is what that is. And it gets all this crud in the groove, and I have not figured out a good way to do that. So every once in a while you'll see me use this scraper, and I'm putting it on the cloth and kind of scraping in that groove, because that seems like to be the best solution right now. Somebody out there may have a better solution, but this is what works for me. I really feel like wish I could just like dunk these all in my pool and just let them soak and get the crud off, but obviously that's not an option. But that's kind of what I want to do. You know, you have these thoughts going through your head of things you'd like to do. That's something I'd like to do. But you know, they're wood, and water isn't really good with wood. I don't know. So anyhow, I feel like something needs to be dunked on these to get all the crud off. And it's not that I don't wipe down my cabinets, guys. It's just you don't realize how much stuff that doesn't just come off with soap and water until you start using this stuff, and you're like, ugh, I've been living with that. That's disgusting. Okay, we're gonna go into the house here, and I'm gonna kind of videotape what John is doing in there, but probably have to do some music over top, and I've never done that, but he's playing music in there, and I know I don't have subscribers to get copyrighted, but I don't want to have any trouble in the future. So I'm gonna go in there and kind of show you what he's doing in there. I made it down to the last one. Yay! I'm so excited. I'm very excited. But that just means that these are all just cleaned up. But this one is going to be a pain in the yuha. Because it's the corner cabinet, you know, the Lazy Susan style cabinet. But I'm down to the very last one, and I'm very, very excited about that. If I can say it again, I'm very, very excited. I'm very, very excited. But this one was cruddy, guys. The back part where you don't really see because it's attached to the shelving unit, and where it comes in and meets, it's down in there. Stuff was getting down in there, and that kind of grosses me out. So just think about that. Go about cleaning your, maybe take it off every once in a while and clean it, because it had some gook in it. I don't even know what kind of gook that is called. It's just gook. But yeah, it's pretty disgusting. So we're gonna wipe this one down and get this one done, and then we'll get on to getting these sanded down. Okay, we're getting about to the end of me working out here for a little bit because it's getting cooler out here. And I've been working out here for several hours off and on, going in and out. But I need to go inside and work on some stuff inside for a little bit, and we'll check up on John and see how he's doing. But he's fussing with that wall, trying to figure out how to make it work, because what was actually in there before was a built-in. It was a built-in cabinet, and during Hurricane Milton, our roof was leaking through the fireplace and came in and ruined that built-in. So we just tore out the built-in during the hurricane. We did it as the hurricane was going on, believe it or not. And we've just left it like that because we haven't figured out what we were going to do, if we were going to put another built-in in there for all of our stereo equipment, or what we were going to do. So since we're deciding on moving at some point here in the near future, we decided we'd go ahead and just put up a wall and maybe put up a bookshelf or something there for right now. He patched or painted the chimney with the sealant so it won't leak anymore. And he patched a spot in the roof, so that should be good. He is going to patch a little bit more here. Okay, I guess we're about to paint now. He's gonna try to paint, got it all prepped, ready to go. He's gonna be coming in here with the sprayer. So it's gonna be a little loud. So I forgot you had to tap cloth it first. So I got in trouble for that. Well, now I think we're ready. I don't know all these steps to painting like he does. So yeah, you can tell when they sprayed last time, there's some right there on the baseboards, because they were lazy, didn't do it right. They did it cheapy. That'll brighten things up. You're not gonna wear a mask. tops are done. And we had some issues with coverage in some areas like that right there. You can kind of see, let's see right here. And this is like 5 coats, and it just didn't want to stick in areas. And he's saying that we probably should have done a primer, but we didn't. So now this is what we got. So it'll be fine. It's still gonna hold up really, really well. And it's gonna be renters in here anyhow. So, I mean, they'll still look really nice. We gotta have the doors put on. Yeah, so like right in there, see, that's like, it's just, the wood grain is so thick and so deep that it didn't want to cover. But I'm happy with them overall, and that's all that matters. What? It what? Ran? Oh. Well, we finally got the cabinets done. So excited with the way they look and the way they turned out. Very, very nice. John worked really hard on these, and he's not completely happy with them, but I'm very excited by them because they're so much better than what they were. And I told him if I would have rollered them, they still would have, they would have probably been worse than this. But I really like them. Now we're thinking about replacing the countertop and the sink, but we're not sure if we can afford it yet, so we're getting some quotes on that. And if we do, that'll be so much better. It'll like make this amazing. And then we're thinking about this faux brick because it's got an issue right in there. So we're thinking about scraping that down and replacing all of that with just sheetrock. So that'll really give this kitchen a great update. But I think it looks great already. And here's the wall that he did that you saw in the video. That was a green wall. And we do have to repaint some of this again. But he did have to put some new tile in down here. And we couldn't find the exact tile, but you can't really tell with this sitting on top of it. I didn't get a video before he put the shelf up, but it looks really good. I'm very happy with it. I appreciate everyone watching and seeing the progress on our kitchen and our cabinets. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well. I hope you come along for our next adventure, and see you on the next one. Bye.